All right, so let's just take a moment and close our eyes. And use this minute to recheck in with yourself. So here's a chance. We've been relating for the last hour or two, and here's a chance to deliberately take all your attention off of everybody else and give it back to yourself for a moment. A few slow breaths. Noticing what it's like to be you in this fresh moment. What are you feeling physically? What are you feeling emotionally? Just to recognize, okay, this is where I am now. This is how I'm showing up. So, so as it changes during the circle, then I could probably attribute that to the interaction. But this is where this is home base. This is what I'm starting with. And then slowly open your eyes. And take a few seconds to look around and connect again with a few people that are here. Just let your eyes land and just stay there for a couple of seconds before you move on. And then let's go ahead and bring our attention with Sophie. I feel like a peacefulness and a softness being with you right off the bat.
Yeah, I feel like I feel a sense of what, like you feel really available to my heart. I don't know how else to put that. And I'm imagining there's something about what occurs to me is like a pre-reflective responsiveness to what's around you that like has me feel really just generous in my being.
And
you said thank you. I'm just curious, what did you hear and how did that impact you?
Hearing you feel I am very available to the world is heartwarming. I want to be available to the world. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you just got to reflect I just reflected to you that you're
Yes.
the way that you want to be.
Yes. Yeah. Precisely.
I have a sense that I'm noticing, like I'm watching your mouth kind of smile and your eyes water, both at the same time. What's going on there?
I have a lot of empathy to the world, to the extent that I don't think my own capability, where I was born, my experience, that my quote-unquote social status, that cannot really support such amount of empathy that I have towards the world, towards people around me. Yeah, that's probably why. And the moment I got recognized that I'm so open to the world, I so want to connect to that. It's when I felt recognized and encouraged.
So you have so much empathy for the world
Yeah.
that isn't usually able to be received by people. And when it can be received, like it is now, like you just come alive.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe let's put it up like maybe I feel the world is do not want to see it, especially in this town, probably. I'm not artificial intelligent because I have too much emotions, right? Yeah. The other day I looked at the map right here. I told Alan, I said, wow, it is just a digital map. But it's people under the roof that we cannot see. The people they experience same pain, same happiness. They have their own things to worry about, their struggles, and things they're proud of. The picture, it's very much alive to me. It's so vibrant. I just stare at the map, I want to cry. I don't know why. Yeah. It's weird.
I feel like I've noticed that too, like tears seem to like you a lot. Right?
Pisces water sign, so
Oh, right.
probably.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What is that like? What is it that? How come you have so much care? Like what happened?
Yeah.
You mentioned something. I heard you mention something. I think if I caught this correctly, like that you felt like where you were from, which is where? Where do you?
Really small town from China. Yeah.
Totally. Like, so there was a sense. I think what I heard you say is like where you were from. They didn't have a map for you.
No.
What are you supposed to be like? I'm just curious.
I'm supposed to be having kids, happily married, stay at home. Not that it's wrong at all, just different life paths, right? Be very happy with taking care of myself, my family, call it a day. Enjoying the little micro movement of being a human being, which you can learn a lot too, because every little cell is life, and that deserve to be respected. Versus me, I bounce around a lot and I want to experience more. When I was little, yes, there's no map about my hometown, but there's a map available of the world. I look at the map, I love it. It's just like, I want to go there, and this, and someday. So, and that's what I did later on. Yeah. Yeah. Where did I get so much empathy? I think it's because I desire to experience the world, so I want to feel connected. How do you feel connected is by putting yourself into other people's shoes. That's where empathy breathes from. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I never tried to make sense of it until now.
Totally.
Yeah.
I like. I'm just noticing. I'm looking forward to you making sense of what you haven't tried to make sense of before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprises tonight.
Yeah. What's it like for you? If you just take a moment, just look around. What's it like just being here with us? And you had mentioned before we started that like having a lot of it, like attention on you was intense. What is it turning out to be for you though?
I feel a genuine care and curiosity, and that ease my nerves of worrying that I'm wasting other people's time and attention. Secondly, what I feel is if I share in the most authentic way, I think I can enjoy the attention a little bit more. Yeah.
I notice you go, What's happening for you?
I'm going to way too many things. Which one?
What's it like being with her? Share with her.
First of all, I resonated to pretty much everything you've shared so far. With coming from a small town, looking at the map and seeing excitement about the things I want to experience, the places I want to go, and going against the grain of No, I don't think I'm gonna get married first and have children. I think I'm gonna do this and then the judgment that comes with that. I totally resonated with that. Yeah. And it's just, it's beautiful to be with you because you seem so genuine, so it warms up my heart. And it feels very comfortable to know that somebody's so open and available. That was the word, but that's the right word for me too, available. It makes me feel at home. And I have never been to China, nor do I have Chinese friends. It's very interesting, a very, very deeply humane level.
Thank you.
What was that experience like? Could you share hearing that? How did that impact you?
I am a colorblind person, meaning anybody for me is human. But sometimes I tend to forget. That experience she's sharing with me just reassured, reconfirmed. Colorblind is the right way to live. Yeah. I've seen a documentary before, it's called One Day, where it's 24 hours collectively user-generated content. Say, hey, you film and then what's going on in around all the corner of the world at 7 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, and then review it in a collected documentary. And you can tell everybody, doesn't matter what levels of income you have, what colors that your skin born with. You go through the same thing, just different levels. Yeah. Say if I'm married at home, I probably go through the same thing. I feel a little trapped, but I have a lot of responsibilities. Should I go try this and that? Versus me, I'm here. I start my company, no kids, no husband, and say, I feel a little trapped. Should I start a new company, find a new partner? Like, you're the trapped degree is probably the same. It's just a different life path. People like me, like you. Yeah, that's what I felt when she responded that to me. The third thing is she felt like home. It's funny because I've always tried to, ever since I left my own little home when I was little, I always try to find a home for myself. I've never been able to. I've seen the quote saying, oh, home is where heart is, where you feel most content, right? Never quite understood it. I have fraction of moments I understand it when I surround myself with friends that understood me, care about me, when I'm in my happy place at work. But when something disbalanced a little bit, I feel this is not home anymore. I don't like this. Should I leave? Should I run away? It's interesting to hear what she just said. I feel like home. I think home probably is a decentralized place where it only appears moments for moments. If your husband fight with his wife at home, then the husband wouldn't feel like home anymore. He just want to slam the door and leave. But if they're in a good relationship, that's home, right? That applies to a lot of things. Just like now, is this home? I don't like. It's the second time I stepped into space, but it's in a sense that this place makes me feel like home in a long time. I just met all of you at the first time, so it's a weird feeling to me. Yeah.
So on some level, something that you've been like looking for, listening for, tuning into, is actually here right now.
Yeah.
Like home.
Yeah.
So if we just kind of like allow that sense of home just to be here, just as it is, just let it unfold, and then describe to us like what is it like?
I step in, I had my barbecue as dinner in my hand. It's like, oh, maybe we have break. I don't know what circling is. And I'm gonna enjoy my barbecue. Or, oh, I have a lot of emails I haven't replied. My lawyers, my accountant, my business partners, my later appointment. For the past 2 hours, I haven't even want to check out my phone.
And so just seeing that, seeing like, without even thinking about it, I haven't noticed that I wasn't looking for something else to do.
Right. Yeah.
Like, my experience here has not had me want to be anywhere else.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
it like just to notice that? So just, yeah.
Of really being human is such a precious and more difficult things to do in current structure of society.
Yeah.
And moment like this, you should cherish it. And how do I create more moments like this when I walk out from this circle?
Mm-hmm.
It's a hardest question. Yeah. What, like,
So pause just 1 second. So
Yeah.
like, the thing that I've just, that like, the common thing that I've heard you talk about so far, right, is humanity and home, right, and your connection with humanity. And I get this sense of just like, on one level it's interesting because I feel pretty at home with you. And what I think that I'm hearing is that at a level maybe even more than you actually, maybe where you're finding out just like right now, like you've been looking for home.
yeah,
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's some of the things I'm sort of piecing together. So tell me how this fits and what else is there. So you're this incredibly empathetic being, and other people you haven't had a lot in your life of where people like were able to fully receive that, fully take that in, the gift of that, and the appreciation and the love of that. And yet you continue to be empathic with people. But I think even on a broader scale, what I notice with you is, in addition to that, more so than most people I meet, like you're empathic to the world. Like you'll look at a map and go into tears because you'll be tuning into like the pain of the world and taking that in. And like that hasn't been received. And so part of that looking for home is like how am I received? Like how am I honored and loved for like the gifts I bring? And so now you're sitting here and you're with people, like you're getting your empathy, right? And there's tears coming out, right? And I think one of the things I'm getting is not only has that not been received, but maybe you haven't been around people who actually empathize with you personally, where the whole cycle is complete. Yeah.
You just let those tears happen. You just allow that to.
Yeah. What I'd like to hear that out loud.
I have comments like this from my previous partners that I'm easy to love,
Yeah.
hard to live with.
Huh.
Meaning I have this desire to find home, find love, find the right partner, recognize my value in life. But once they found me and I found them, I tend to run away. I think is that happens because...
Did you tend to run away?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't think that's common, but it's because I lost my dad, and then when I was young, the healing is everyday work. The hole has always been there. I just turned to shut it down. I was sharing with her this today marks 10 years that he left me.
Mm.
I think I lost the courage of what as a daughter grow up, I lost the courage that a father could provide to the daughter. It is invisible power that I can never put such thing in words, but I know it's missing.
So you're,
I constantly want to find a reliable, loyal, lovely partner who knows me, really see me. But when I found it, I felt a reliable, biological bonded party like my dad could just leave me right away. How come I can trust that person that I found in life? He can just run away. So the moment I got close to people is the moment I want to be more independent, be less attached, and run away. It's like a curse. I see myself as a lab rat running on a treadmill, but I don't know how to get out.
Because you might have to experience that kind of hurt
Yes.
again.
Yeah. I'm incredibly open, but also incredibly protective about myself.
Yeah.
That, when I was reading the book about Einstein, said he is a horrible human being for people around him, close to him, his families, but he has a lot of empathy to the world, for strangers, to humanities.
Mm-hmm.
He cared about bringing wisdom and the truth to the world. So he sacrificed his personal emotions and care to people around him.
Huh.
Because it's Einstein, it's like, oh, that's cool. I sound familiar. Like, look at the map. I care about what people, how are they doing underneath the digital roof. Yet, I cannot provide that to people around me. What, like, why?
Yeah.
I couldn't quite get it. Yeah. It's like a puzzle for me.
Yeah. Well, I felt really sad hearing that, and I also feel like the intensity of having something so old and primal, and like before I could even think about it, that stays with me, and now trying to figure it out, and it just seems like it's such a hard catch-22. It's like this love that I've yearned for that never really I was able to have because my father left, and then when I get something that resembles that, I run from it. So I make sure I can't have it because I don't want to have the pain of losing it again.
Yeah.
Oof.
Isn't it sad?
Whoa.
What's it like just him taking you, bringing terms to it, and then giving it back to you? If you just take a moment, what's it like hearing a truth of yourself spoken from him?
First, I really appreciate that you really hear me.
Mm.
So what's the part really hear me? What's the part that you felt really heard?
That he felt bad for me. I felt that's really authentic and genuine.
Totally.
I would feel bad for someone who's suffering from this endless loophole.
What is the suffering? Like, so what I heard you say is basically like he hurt me. Like,
Yeah.
Really hurt. That really had to do with he connected to the suffering. What is, if we just take a moment and just feel into like, how do you suffer around that? I can tell you as you were talking, a word that just came up for me was like, oh, lost.
Yeah.
Like, I can actually kind of get from what you're talking about how it would be really confusing. Like, being you, searching for what on some level, I know I'll run away from if I find it. But just the sense of like being lost. Does that resonate for you? Or how would you put it?
Constantly I have two voices in my head. One is, okay, you know yourself, looking at the past, connecting dots. Find a better solution. Is just stand up and break the old thinking patterns and behavior patterns. On the other side is constant tangle, dancing with the old version of you, because it's comfortable, because you know you're already taken the path. I don't know if anyone or everyone is also having this struggle constantly internally with just different versions of yourself, quite a little bit different from what I'm having. Possibly, if that's the truth, then I feel less lonely. Yeah.
So let's just take a moment. So you just presented like the fight going on inside of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and then you said like, essentially here you are, you just presented that. What's it like just being you, sharing the place that you suffer, or some of the ways that you suffer? You just look around. Is this like an unusual experience? Does this feel like...
It's not an unusual experience, but the amount of attention and response and emotion, I feel emotionally responsible for all of you sitting here and listening. Yeah.
You feel responsible for us?
Yes. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I feel I should get as deep, as authentic, and put my words as logical as I could to be understood. Therefore, that I can make you feel a little bit more connected. Yeah.
What's happening for you? You could share to experience.
Oh my God. I don't know, I feel like the quest to find a home is such a human experience. It seems like every person that I see is like somehow is looking for a home, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And in a way, getting to know really someone is knowing like what is it for them to look for that home. How do they do that, and how do they perceive themselves on that quest? Like, do they feel successful? Do they feel at home, or are they still looking for it? And it's like at different times, people are in different places, parts of that, trip. And I mean, of course, I'm on my own path of finding home, but something that in the past year helped me a lot was finally realizing that the home is me. My body, this body is my home, and this is the only home that I will ever have. So just hearing you talking about, trying to find home so far away from the actual home is, it's just another way of being recognized. And like, I know how that feels. I see you.
Hearing that
makes me want to cry again.
Yeah.
It's funny, if I met you in a random coffee shop, I would just say, oh, a girl with short hair, pretty, vibrant, positive. That's the most I could sense. And then I leave. Little did I know, right? Many years ago, I went on a date. I had a weird feeling. It's like, before he walked in, I already have a projected image in my head what he should look like. And then when he sit down, he was so present, unlike any other date I've been. I feel, wow, whenever I sit in one spot, having word exchanging with you, it's not only me talking to you at this moment, particular time. It's me with years of experiences, pains, happiness, people talking to me, all the wisdoms I get from my teachers, my mentors, everything combined, my expectations. I sit here, it's a combination of energy. I don't know if it's energy, just combination of things there, talking to another combination of things there. So complicated. And there's so many ways you can connect. Yeah, I was just having that thought. I had a really good conversation with that date, so, yeah.
I just am really enjoying the moment, like just the way that you, like your response when I would look at your face through the whole thing. I'm just really enjoying watching you be recognized, I think.
Thank you.
Like, in being a sense of just like enjoying your surprise and imagining that we're all together, finding out what is home, like what home is for you. Like I feel like I'm discovering that with you somehow in these moments of recognition.
I always ask.
And I also really I also just appreciated like that the thing that you brought up too is like, well, if we're talking about home, the thing that gets in the way of like finding home, right, is, there's like a place where actually when I think I maybe find it, I can count on myself to like run away from it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that was connected to something going on with your dad. And I just kind of feel that sense of just like I felt my own humanness and all of my particular fears about connection, and felt interested.
I've sometimes questioned myself. It's like, listen, Sophie, you're so empathetic, so connected with the world, and also love to think. I picked my own name, Sophie, because it's philosophy and I love. That's translated how much I love about thinking. I'm like, okay, take a deep breath and think. When are you ready to be settled in a home? And I have really good eyes to recognize goodness in people, the kindness. So it's in a sense that it's easy for me to find love. But I wasn't ready for love, right? So I asked myself, when is the right time? And then I felt, when is the time to exercise your full potentials? Is the right time to call yourself as a complete human being? Is the right time you do not no longer need to project your own desire to other human being that you call lover. You're complete. You don't rely on other people. As a complete human being, go to love another human being. That's the most authentic way. Maybe I'm being too ideal. I feel like I haven't lived my full potential yet. So I found someone who's lovable and loves me back. The moment he loves me back, I run away. I think one is because I lost the courage my father passed away. Secondly, it's because I feel like I always haven't lived to my full potential yet. Yeah, I don't know if that's a common sense that we have internally.
What happens the moment before that?
The moment before what?
Before you run.
Silent, and I create spiritual distance.
What
Silent,
happens?
violent, yeah.
What happens before that?
The other person will want to live with me forever.
So you hear that.
Yeah.
Like what comes up in you?
What if I die tomorrow? Am I just living with this person forever? What a waste of life, of limited lifetime. Selfishly.
So is it you're tapping into like a place of like getting closed in or trapped or possibilities limited or something
Trapped.
else?
I will feel trapped.
Trapped.
Yeah. That feel I couldn't live fully to this such precious short lifetime. Trapped, that same thing as my dad being trapped. He's never been able to see what I'm doing, what his daughter's been able to accomplish, who his daughter is marrying to, like all the wonderful things in life. Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to ask one more thing.
Yeah.
And then right after you leave, do you feel more free, or do you feel like you've lost something or something else?
Both. in different time. Right after I feel vulnerable, but it's the time where I gather most of my self-confidence to be independent again, to live in another potential version of myself. When I confidently take another path and moved on, I look back. The memories filtered all the bad ones. The good ones collectively form like a little crystal. Whenever I look back, I see through good memories like, oh, two people fall in love, had a really wonderful time, helped each other grow, reform each other. It's always there. I remember all the loved friends and lovers and families in my life, good moments, yeah, but only good things, yeah.
So you're not regretful right after you were wrong, as you called it. Not regretful, there's no sense of regret. In that relationship.
Not in a deep way, yeah.
Almost sounds like the moment after that you feel more into your fullness.
Yeah.
You are once you're with yourself again.
Yeah, like, wow. I'm with myself, exactly. There's
And
no,
sounds like it's very rewarding to you.
yeah, there's no obligations, no responsibility. I'm refocusing on myself again. No need to compromise when to go home to have dinner, who's washing the dishes, and if I don't too much network event, is he feel like been ignored by me? It's a lot of things, yeah.
It sounds like you feel more free.
Yes, definitely,
Yourself.
yeah.
And freedom is something that's, I get that it's very important to you.
Very, very important.
And you described like a sense of wanting to feel complete in and of yourself, like when you meet your partner.
Yes.
I'm wondering, are you not feeling that sense from the partners you've ended up with, like that they have that where they're feeling complete in and of themselves, but instead like you're feeling their love, but also their neediness?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And that's almost intolerable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can only tolerate it long enough. Yeah. Yeah. There's many different ways to form a happy couple or happy partner, friendship, parenthood. One is rely on each other. Therefore, it's locked. There's no way to go.
Yeah.
You go wherever other people go. Another is complete. You don't need me. I don't need you. But something in you, something in me that just keep us attracted to each other. We go. If we want to distance a little bit, that's okay. I know we're going to come back.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
But I have yet to find it. I think the first step to be able to find it is, one, be complete circle yourself.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm still going this way. I just don't know when I can be a complete self.
Yeah.
But sad thing is, on your way of becoming a complete version of yourself, there's a lot of other circle or half circle will find you. They thought you're the one, but you know you're not.
Yeah.
They're just passing through. Yeah.
I mean, it's starting to sound to me like you're having great relationships, you're having lots of love, and then you sort of get to a point and you go, okay, like that was great, and they're not my perfect match, right? And so now I'm moving on, and I'm growing and I'm learning. Now I'm wondering, like, it almost doesn't sound like it's this thing that you're attributing to your dad. You know, to me it just sounds like you being in touch with yourself, having a level of emotional intelligence and maturity of like what's right for you, and like you haven't met, like one, you haven't maybe kind of got to the place where you want to be before you kind of settle down and have your match, and two, like you haven't actually found your match. It's sort of like in a way, kind of both. You haven't become your match and you haven't found your match.
Yes, but how do I get to the point is just by having my own philosophy about it is, why do I choose the path of the complete circle first? Why didn't I just choose the path of be able to completely trust another party and lock each other down and help each other to grow. Is because I feel this way is actually more vulnerable. Because what about the party just passed away? He just left. He's gone. I think by being a complete circle is selfishly the ultimate way of self-protection. Yeah.
So you feel like you're avoiding some level of vulnerability
Yes.
by not being willing to commit to somebody, even if you don't know yet if they're right or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
get
hope that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you form your value of life to choose what type of relationships suit for you? I think, yes, it varies different stage of life, but once you pass 30, you sort of figure it out. What's the way of figuring it out? It's a lot of life experiences of dear family members passed away. Is past broken relationships teach you little things here and there. Is by being here, circling, hearing feedbacks. I feel my dad's absence is a critical element for me to form this. I need to be complete circle first. Yeah.
So curious, I'm curious to ask you this question. What's more important than love?
I really appreciate that question. I think it's a right. Yeah.
I'm really,
yeah.
really curious.
What's most important than love is, it goes back to my parents giving me a Chinese name, Xu. It means the rising sun in the morning brings happiness, positive energy to people. To this date, I try to live up to the name. I think what the name represents, the meaning, is my life mission. I think that's more important than love. That contains love. Love belongs to this. Yeah.
So what do we call that, which is about love?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what is that? What did you call it? Life mission?
Yeah. Life mission. Yeah. Yeah. Have
And
us.
there's love and the life mission.
Yeah. Love is, it's
What else
Daily.
is the love mission? And the life
social responsibility, awareness, create empathy in the world so people can feel more connected, reallocate the assets otherwise be wasted here, but be the bridge and put the assets here, recognize other people's value and tell him, hey, you're great. I think I like to be the...
I'm like smiling inside just hearing your values right now. Like you just downloaded to me your life values.
Yeah.
And I am clear seeing that the people that you have attracted in your life, I'm just not seeing that they have the same values as you. That's what I'm seeing. Does that resonate? And it just reminds me of my past life experience of when people are a match, when all those values are like, oh, and I'm like looking in your space and I'm not seeing that, and I'm like, I'm feeling like advocating for you. I'm like, yeah, girl, go with your values. Look for somebody who matches your values. So I feel like an advocate for you right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I feel I'm really selfish. Because I go through partners to partners, business partners to another one, job to another job, boss to another boss, constantly finding mentors. I feel, wow, I'm a sponge. I suck up other people's energy, and then I feel people loved me, but I couldn't provide the same amount of love back. I feel really, really selfish. I don't, yeah.
I'm hearing that you're providing a lot of love through love. Your life mission is just a different way of providing love. You're doing it, I'm getting more of a universal way of spreading love, which is just so, it's such a different type of love than the human love that we're sharing here.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting how you're so available to give this love, and just like, this is so easy to do with you.
Yeah.
Yet you're so much there too.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, I experience you as very complex.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to hold, a lot of goodness to hold, and I know what I'm hearing is that you're looking for somebody who's able to comprehend and hold all of you. And why not? Why not look for that? And why not believe that exists?
Does it though? Thank you. Wow. I think you described me from a bird-looking view that is even higher view that I could otherwise see myself. I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, I've just been taking you in and just feel both honored for you revealing yourself, and I just see this diamond, that has so many different facets that are just glowing, from the curiosity to travel and see the world, to this glow, to the universal love that you vision for the world of what's possible, and this empathy that you have for individuals and the loss of your father that has tempered and cut some of these facets in certain ways that at times feels like a burden and a struggle, even as this glowing, pouring forth just continues, and as I see it, it just adds to your beauty, is the perception that I have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hearing you speak, I reflect on this whole selfish part, because I'm learning the importance of taking care of yourself. Because if you don't have that, when you go to something like a relationship, when you go to something like love, if that's gone, then who's going to be there to take care of you? And that's something that I wish I had practiced more growing up, because I was more tending to depend on others. So that when those people were gone from my life, I'd be like, oh no, what am I going to do? So it's not selfish to want that value matched. And like, if you're not getting it and you're not satisfied, I don't feel like that's selfish. I feel like that's you being truthful. And that's, I feel warmth hearing you say that. So I don't see you as a selfish person. I actually see you as someone who's selfless, who would come to a relationship like, this is me, and this is what I've got figured out. Are you going to match me on this trip? So that's, yeah, that feels good.
Thank you.
What's it been like for you?
As soon as we sat down, I just felt this sense of like camaraderie with you, like what everything you were describing it hit me just here. Like I've been there, I felt like I feel the world so deeply, and it's very rare to meet other people that do, and so you always feel like you're putting out so much energy, and it's like a joy to do it because it's like how you were created to be. But at the same time, I sense like a desire for someone else to like meet you in those depths, and like, but I also share that fear of like that probably doesn't exist. I don't even know if it exists.
Right. Yeah.
So I that like really resonated with me, and I felt that compassion for you, and also kind of extended to like, ooh, I need to have compassion for myself because I'm not alone in that feeling. But yeah, I'm just really like touched hearing everything that you shared, and I'm glad that there are people like you in the world, and like, anyone would be really lucky to be loved by you. You really, I just want to say, like, you really deserve to be met in those steps. Like echoing what they've been saying, like there are people out there who feel as deeply as you do, and like there's like a reason they're harder to find. Like there's not, I feel like there's not as many that are like as aware, but like yeah, you really deserve to be as deeply loved as you love, and like I feel myself like really desiring that for you. Like I just feel like that exhaustion of like putting forth so much energy, and like the it's exhausting when someone's not like, you love them, but like they're not meeting you halfway, but they're you rationalizing it because you're like, well, they just don't know. Like they just, it's not their fault. Like you can justify anything because you have all this empathy.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I just like feel this such a strong, like I feel it like welling up, just this desire for you, that, yeah, just to be met equally, like in that partnership with somebody. Thank you for sharing.
I once cried in the back of a lift seat because the guy was cursing to the driver for him to arrive 2 minutes later than it showed on the app. I was like, wow, so many levels of wrongdoings in this behavior. I don't even know how to start. Right. Like, how hard it is for us to have more empathy towards people around us. Maybe he canceled on you because he's stuck in the traffic, because his family needs him now more than you need him now, because you have a lot of options of having different driver, him by himself. There's so many possibilities you could give other people a pass, but you choose not to, and you choose curse him in front of his face. Is that the person I want to be with? Is that the person I want my children to grow up with as a father figure? Absolutely not. And those are the moments that I had constantly in San Francisco, unfortunately, where the world's supposed to be changed by technology, created by people on the ground coding constantly, which has most of the world spotlight. It's kind of sad, anyways.
I just really enjoyed this time, just getting to know you. I'm hearing such a wide range of consciousness, or like what I interpret as consciousness sort of coming out of you. It's like your attention, like you're attentive to so many different level of nuance and reality. And I think what I'm hearing everybody sort of feed back to you is like appreciation for the love that maybe they're sensing a part of you that doesn't fully let in or doesn't appreciate in yourself, perhaps. Like I'm hearing, like even the way you described your name was so impactful for me. It was, I felt both honor, respect, and a yearning. It's like it just struck me as a really high standard, like that you set and are willing to attempt to attain, right? And in the attempt to attain that, there's also a constant looking, like noticing where you're not, right? So like, am I like giving to the world? Am I empathic to the whole world? Am I loving the whole world? Am I making it easier for people to love because like they're loving me, so it's like easier for them to feel love, right? Or am I somehow being selfish, right? Because I'm not giving back what they're hoping to specifically get. Like rather than just awakening their love, like am I being selfish because I'm not giving it to them in the exact way they're wanting to experience that love, even though maybe you're leaving them better off than you found them. But yet I think you're leaving them and you know what that's like right from the core of your childhood. You know what it's like to be left. So when like they're left, you're left with like another level of empathic feeling of like their pain of like not being able to be fully loved by you in the way they wanted to, right? So there's so many levels of like this empathy and this awareness, right? And yet I think what I'm hearing from everybody else is like, but you're putting out so much love and so much care for the world. Like, I think I already said it. It's like, it seems like I'm imagining the people who come in contact with you, even if they end up somehow going through some suffering because they didn't, like, you're easy to love and they fall in love with you and then they don't get to, quote, like, keep you. somehow I imagine they're better off for having known you, right? And having that, and having that quality of love, having touched them, you know. And I imagine you're better off for being able to give your love. And I think what I'm hearing from everyone is like a desire to hold a belief or something that person who's whole and complete and has similar values and can return that love in the same way.
Basically.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe a bunch of planets we go around to.
Kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
Best occupation for me once I pass 50. More patient. Yeah, less energy to jump around. Yeah. Yeah.
So we kind of went on a journey a little bit of your life here, an exploration. But I'm wondering, like, yeah, we're not closing, but we're getting close. But,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. But I'm wondering what's it been like for you, and what's different than when we started?
I feel less pity about myself. Less pity
Less pity.
to myself.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we all have the moments like this. We go home and cry. Why this happened to me? Why not other person? Why didn't I was born with a silver spoon? Why should I try so hard just so I can go to the same Starbucks where you were born a corner away? Immigrations, right? I feel all those bitterness has gone, at least eased that. Yeah. Yeah, just connected.
Nice.
Yeah. Less pity on yourself, but be more positive. Keep being you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I constantly gave out all my vulnerability, my self-doubt, and my selfishness that I felt I have, and yet I receive positive response, and everybody seems kind of related to at least part of what I share. So less lonely, less pity on myself, and more encouragement.
Yeah.
I think that thoughts everybody can carry. It's not just me. If you were here, I guarantee it will be the same. Yeah.
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 So you're not feeling sorry for yourself so much, and you're getting met.
I walk in, I cry constantly for a lot of reasons. Now I walk out, I feel more confident. Yeah, like as you can tell from my facial expression, I can't hide anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now you're smiling.
I've had this visual connection, this bodily connection to what you've been saying as you've been saying it. And it's very, you are a bundle of neurons that are all sensing the earth, and sensing other humans, and sensing how things are. And then there's a moment of an impact of your father on that as you're sensing and as you're being. And then for what I've felt and sensed is this agency from you. Clear agency. More clear than I felt from so many other people who are just crystal clear with your agency. And that is so bright, it shines so beautifully. And that is if a child has a goal, that is the goal. To shine like
It's just translated the Chinese name my parents gave to me. And to this day, I try to live up to the meaning. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Let's let you say what you're going to say, and then let's just go around and just say like 1 or 2 words of something you're getting about Sophie.
I just want to say I feel inspired. I feel like I know what I need to go do after hearing you talk. For myself to feel like the biggest thing for me has been attraction. Like how am I attracted toward the world? I realize maybe I just need to be attractive for myself. And then things will kind of get stuff out there.
I think both me and her agree you are a very attractive human being. At least you got 2 validations. 3, yeah.
Okay. Don't make me blush. So thank you. Yeah.
So 1 or 2 words.
Yeah, I'm inspired by your name as well. And my sense is just being in that vibrational presence of glowing like a new dawn rising, a new sun. Maybe that's all that's necessary for the life purpose. It's just to vibrate at that level and have people connect with you on that level so that they are that as well. And maybe even less about needing to do it in a certain way and more about just being it. Yeah. Also very inspired.
The biggest thing that I took from you is that love needs a mission and infrastructure to actually come alive. And it can't just exist in abstraction, it has to be part of a mission to become actualized. Also, this is very random, but I feel the sun is my mother. I mean, I love my own mother, but I had a vision a few weeks ago that the sun is my mother. So just hearing you talk about how you are the sun and shining and everything, it makes me feel very safe in your presence. Yeah.
Thank you. I really like the word she said, it's infrastructure for life, for love to become alive and affect. Yeah.
I get divine lover. Learning how to risk receiving the same.
Experience not being like fully met in those places, but you keep doing it over and over again. And, like, I think that's really admirable and beautiful to like be vulnerable. Like even though there's all the fear there, like am I leading to this? Like you obviously still keep like going after it, which most people would just completely shut down. And so like I come back to like being the sun. It's like you can't like stop the sun from shining. So I really feel that from you. It's impacting me.
Thank you.
My 2 words are conscious relationship. Conscious relationship. Your vision is just such a clear image of what I associate with conscious relationship. You were talking about how crystal clear it is, and I have this image of you know exactly what you want, even when you think that you don't, And with every relationship, I'm seeing how you've become more and not less. Like it's added to what Abraham Hicks would say, your grid, like you're filling in your grid. And it's like every time you're more clear about what you want. And it's become so bright and so clear that I can't say that there's somebody out there with 100% certainty for you, although I do believe in magic, and that things are coming the minute that you wish them. But all I can reflect back is that I am seeing the fullness and the clarity of what you have, and it only makes sense that I'm just seeing that as a very, very big point of attraction, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I make sure that we don't lose this one aspect of what happened, of this essence of what came out of you that I thought was relatable for so many people, was the shining from that child, that shining, and then how much of that shining comes from completing your own shining versus finding somebody else to complete some of the shining, and how do those two shiners play with each other? Do they help absolutely amplify? Do they actually not at times? And I found that interplay that you made us all immersed in to be something that so many people, as they're trying to shine, go through and have to figure out, make decisions about.
Yeah. Either way, you shine. Yeah, it's different levels, so that's fine. Yeah.
After hearing you speak, I feel inspired and grounded. Yeah.
Thank you.
How about a few last words for yourself?
Wow.
What are you getting about
I
yourself?
thought it's sharing, and later I felt it's connecting, of being here, and later I feel it's empowering, and now I feel relieved. Yeah.
Can we ask what that feels like? That relief? Like where?
Relieved means I am still who I am. The things I worry about as I walk in are still in my head. It's just the way I look at it and the way I shared with people who actually listened, and they reflected what the words that I shared mean to you. It's comforting, encouraging, connecting, less lonely. I signed up for tonight, didn't know it can heal me. So weird. Because I walk in, I feel like there's nothing to, I wasn't coming into a confession session. I had no idea what's going on. Yeah, it's you and me open, and you're open to me too. Yeah, it's, why couldn't I have that before? Like, with my friends. Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all, really. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can be your former New York friends because I'm from there. So.
Let's talk.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Ron. I think so. Probably
20 to 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you how far we're not
Into
enough.
the timeless state.
So we had to go longer.
Wow.
There was so much more to talk about.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, like I didn't even know I make sense of
I'm
myself.
amazed, like, we didn't even touch on, like, what you do for a living and stuff like that. Like,
It's like the first thing that people ask about, right? It's like,
Oh, really?
Well, you're
in
living your
social
life purpose here,
conversation.
shining on all of us.
Great facilitation.
thanks.
I do impact investing. That's what.
Whoop.
Should we debrief the circle?
Well, I think people have to leave. We can if you want. But we can let people leave who want to leave. And we can.
Yeah, I don't want to, but I need to.